says now.
Mam hi partha vyapashritya yepi syuk papayonayah striyo vaishyastata shudraha tepi yanti param gatim.
Sometimes very badly translated, that those who are born of sinful wombs, and then the list is Vaishya, Shudra. Now Vaishya, Shudra means men also. Generally men only were born in various professions, no? Vaishya, Shudra. And this is nothing to do with casteism. Where Krishna clearly says that caste depends not on birth but on your guna and karma. So which more tamas and rajas, naturally you have a more, when you say a commercial bent of mind, the mind will be agitated. Even in the temple they will think of how to, get something from God. And that way, who doesn't do that? Whichever caste you may belong to. So please understand when Krishna is speaking from where. Now Papa Yona, not that they are Papa Yoni. If Stri is Papa Yoni, then every man born out of this woman is also Papa Yoni. This is not what is meant here, and this is how people have translated and misunderstood everything. So simple, I don't want to explain more, I'm sure you understand that even women, in case you think that women don't have the intelligence, you think. Bhagavan doesn't discriminate. Vaishya, even people with commercial background, among saints, you have Shudras, you have Vaishyas. This has nothing to do with the casteism that goes on in the world. People who have got their mind on money. Vaishya. People who just do what they are told but do not think. Shudra. This is not to do a caste of people. Yeah? Even men, even women will call which men as women? Please tell me. Yeah? When a man is too emotional, what do you say? Stop being a girl. Means we admit, no? And whenever there is any emotion, whether in man or a woman, we cannot at that moment think, and that's why we say something, it is that we have to understand. It means agitated. And therefore, agitated mind cannot meditate and contemplate or have clarity of knowledge. And here, Papa Yona means animals. This is not also condemnation of animals, means creatures who do not have intelligence. So even if it is monkeys of the Ramayana, it's the cows of Vrindavan, even they, whether it was Gajendra, in their devotion attained the Lord. Knowledge only in human birth, that only with a sattvic mind, that also when we get a guru who explains, and we with the Shat Sampatti, Mumukshatvam, Vivek, Vairagya, we gain it, they only can really gain knowledge. But through bhakti, Shabri says, I'm an uneducated woman. And Bhagavan tells her, for me, neither education, nor caste, nor creed, nor birth, nor man, nor woman, no gender matters. Only one thing matters is devotion. That's what Bhagavan is saying here. And not understanding it, people, God knows what they think. No? Means anyone, including animals, through devotion can reach me. Yeah? And anyone who thinks that, I'm so emotional, whether you're a man or woman, or whether, I'm so involved in just profession and work, even they can attain with devotion. That is what you have to understand. Bhagavan bars no one from his love. But knowledge will have its own restrictions according to your capacity. But love is the bosom of everyone, even animals, even plants. Therefore, Surdasji says, if I have to be born again, it is better that even I am born as a human being and not love Krishna. It is better that I am born as the cow in Vrindavan, or even the tree in Vrindavan, or even the grass in Vrindavan who will soften and sweet. Therefore, in any life, that's why if you have devotion, if this life you don't realize, that's why a story about Jad Bharat is there in the Bhagavad. If you also have studied Bhagavad or heard Bhagavad, and that's also Gajendra's story. Even in animal life, his devotion was there. So that is what the meaning is. What Bhagavan is saying, that whatever may be the caste, whatever may be the gender, whatever may be what society thinks about high or low, in my devotion, there is no difference done by anyone. That is the greatness you have to understand of these words. Therefore, no one of you should dare to say, I am not fit for it. That's what Bhagavan is trying to say. And then Bhagavan says to praise all of you, not a particular caste. He says,
Kim punad brahmana punyaha Bhakta rajashayastata Anityamasukam lokam Imam prapya bhajaswamam.
now if anybody, even the sinners, or even the unintelligent, even the animals can attain me, then what to talk about? And again, this is not a caste. Those who are pure-minded, those who have dedicated their life to me, those who are knowledgeable, when they become devoted, and if they don't become devoted, even they will not attain anything. These people of book knowledge, even study of the Vedas, if they don't have devotion for the Lord, they will attain nothing. Then what to talk about those who have all this? Or those who are ready to give up their life in the service of society. They are called as Kshatriya. Not some politician, not some king, not some soldier. They are called as Punya because they want nothing from the world but to serve or to attain. So therefore, Raja Vishayastata. And therefore, Bhagavan says, and this is for everybody, Anityam asukham lokam imam prapya bhajaswamam. Having come into this world, which is anitya, temporary, and asukham, full of sorrow. In this world only, we should seek the infinite bliss, that is Bhagavan. Therefore, love me, seek me, become one with me. And to conclude, Bhagavan says, how is it possible? How can you be one with me? Again, this verse is repeated in the 8th chapter, so you can imagine, 18th chapter, and then you can imagine how important it is. And Bhagavan says,
Manmana bhavanad bhaktaha Madhyaji mam namaskuru Mame vaishyasi yuktvaivam
Mame vaishyasi yuktaivam
Atmanam matparayanaha
Atmanam matparayanaha Manmana bhava. Manmana bhava, with mind in me, fixed on me, which means let all your love be for me. Mind fixed in me means let all your joy be in me. Mad bhaktaha, be my devotee. Madhyaji, sacrifice, worship for me only. Mam namaskuru, surrender, but surrender only to me. I surrender we are to TV, surrender we are to wealth. Why not surrender to the Lord? Mam namaskuru, bow down to me, not physically, but surrender to me. And therefore, with your mind turned towards me, your ego turned towards surrender to me, and your intellect in knowledge merged in me. Mame vaishyasi yuktaivam. That you shall be in me only, which means what separates you from the truth, what separates you from your beloved is only your thoughts. And I'm sure many of you husbands have heard this when you come back from office. You're spending the weekend in the house and your wife says, "You're never here for me." But I'm here because your mind is in the iPad or in the office. Where your mind is, there you are. Remember one thing, if your mind is on the Lord, you are in the Lord. Your mind is in the world, you are in this temporary, painful world. Your mind is in the Lord, you are in bliss. And how do you attain that? Mat parayana, taking only that as the supreme most goal. Everything else becomes our goal, Lord becomes the mean. And you shall have that devotion. So with that, this wonderful, beautiful, most amazing chapter is concluded. We'll read the Sankalp Vakya.
Om Tat Saditi.
Om Tat Saditi.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su.
Upanishadsu.
Upanishadsu.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Brahma Vidyayam.
Yoga Shastre.
Yoga Shastre.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade.
Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogo Nama.
Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yogo Nama.
Navamodhyayaha.
We remember the Lord, and remembrance of the Lord itself is all auspiciousness. Om Tat Sat Iti. I'm sure the Sankalp Vakya has been explained to all of you, but this chapter, which is called as the royal knowledge and the royal secret, which means there is nothing greater than that, has been pointed out to you. So this wonderful chapter. Now, I know we have passed a little bit more than necessary time. And even while it was going on, I was very aware, but I could not stop, not because the chapter is not complete, I could have completed the chapter. And even now I'm not letting you go, because when you love someone, you don't want them to go, no? You might want to go, but I don't want you to go, because I want to share with you something so precious which I've kept for the last, because the best is kept for the last. You ready for it? Yes. You don't mind? Yes. Sure? Yes. Good. I'm glad to see you love. In love we transcend all time, no? And it is not that I want to take later and all that, I'd like to complete on time, but this is something I have to tell you. The last chapter that I heard from Gurudev, I've heard it a number of times, the 9th chapter, one of my favorite chapters, but the last time I heard, I was with him in London. Gurudev's health was totally, this is just 2 months, 1 month before his Mahasamadhi, his health was so bad. Doctors a year ago had said that he should not speak more than 20 minutes, but then he is Swami Chinmaya, who can stop him from speaking. Yeah? But 1 hour, not more than that. And the doctors and all the devotees had sent us messages that he should be 1 hour. Even one place I saw him speak for 2 hours. His heart started palpitating. He just looked at us and said, "You all came to stop me and you're not stopping me. And who can stop him from talking?" Yeah? Those who knew him. So I went to his room and I straight asked him. I said, "Next time, Gurudev, you talk too much. Can we stop you?" So he smiles and he says, "Yes, you may." So after 1 year later, his health had deteriorated even more. And I was with him in London. And even on the first day, even though time was allotted, it was 1.5 hours, but he spoke for, first day, and he was supposed to speak only for 1 hour. He spoke for 1 hour, 15 minutes. We told Gurudev, you're not allowed to speak. Please don't. He said, yeah, today I did. Next day, we had told, Gurudev, please, Gurudev, don't do. And this person said, Gurudev, if you do it, like today also I was showing my watch, you saw me also, and still you did not stop. He was very close to Gurudev, old devotee. Still did not stop. You see my watch, and he was wearing a very expensive watch. He said, I'll be holding it like this, and if you don't stop, I will be dropping it. So Gurudev just smiled, laughed. The next day he was speaking on neither they are in me nor I am in them. He went on for one full 1.5 hours like I'm doing today. I'm shamelessly saying that. He did. And this person dropped his watch after 1 hour, 5 minutes. But he did not stop. He got restless. Only thing he didn't dare is get up and say, Gurudev, stop. He dropped his watch. It did not break. Thank God. He again picked it up. Again he dropped it. Now he dropped it like this, that he will stop. But Gurudev didn't stop. Does he care for an expensive watch? That is his own, that man's watch. It's not that he doesn't consider. He thought he would stop. And when he got in the lift, this devotee showed that he was furious. Gurudev, I didn't even drop my watch. I stopped you. Gurudev, you're important to us. We want your long life. You shouldn't have said it. You shouldn't have spoken so long. And he so lovingly turned towards me. He says, they will not understand. But you know what I was speaking. When I was just reaching that verse and taking everybody, and I know what he does, taking them there. If I stop tomorrow, how long it will take to take their minds up there? This is all that I wanted to share with you, that look at Gurudev's love to give this knowledge, not just knowledge, but the direct Vijnanam. And this is what this chapter was. I have only brought that prasad from his feet and shared it with you. If you have gained that devotion, it is my offering to him. So, may you have that devotion and may you attain that supreme knowledge. You are a devotee of Swami Chinmayananda, disciple. Even if you are new, you have been touched and initiated by his knowledge. Know that Kaunteya prati jani name bhakta pranashyati. Somebody asked Gurudev, are you realized? He said, I'm standing at the door and I will not enter till I've taken each and every one. That is his promise. So, I have no doubt about his promise. So all I can say is, we'll meet there. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri